So there's an update to the incredibly popular story that I covered last night, which is titled, "After 3+ months wait for some fun, man dumps crying girlfriend after learning she was the Salami Queen of America." And quick recap, that's about the guy who was with a girl for 3.5 months. There's no sex at all. She wanted to wait. He was cool with that because he really liked her and all that typical nice guy type of thing. And upon having a date at her house, I guess, or his house, he finds out about her past, and it just became like an onion being peeled back. That essentially, she was the carousel riding queen of their state for years before him. I'm talking one-night stands, friends with benefits, hookups on the first date, if you even call that a date, multiple lovers on speed dial, all that type of thing. And this guy was like, what the hell, 3.5 months we've been together, and you're making me wait, and we're having a great time? I mean, this is what happens to nice guys. And I said flat out, I guarantee you, she saw him, she was ready to a point she wanted to settle down, and found that nice guy as they do, and they make them wait, so the guys become so invested, you get the point. And so this update here is actually, he responded to lots and lots of questions in the comment section. Lots of people giving him a very hard time, as he said that he told his friends about this. The guys were on his side for kicking her to the curb as he did, but the girls were all against it. And big surprise there, because guess what? Today's young gals typically have very, very many skeletons in their closets and don't like it when guys, God forbid, have standards and judge them and not want to be them because of their past. Because, well, nowadays you can't be a strong, empowered young woman without being a village bicycle. And the argument is, well, that's what guys do. Trust me, most guys don't. And so I'm going to read these comments that he said, giving a little more insight to the whole situation. So the first one was, someone was giving him a very hard time, and he responded, "Was I not supposed to react to what she was saying? Just swallow up my own emotions." Swallow. She did a lot of swallowing. "Swallow up my own emotions because out of the blue, she's decided to spill her guts. Like, damn, the honesty was nice, but I can't help how I feel about what she decided to tell me." Yeah, they're giving a hard time. Yeah, he's allowed to be upset and have issue with what he heard. One, making him wait all that time, and more importantly, that she was the salami queen. There was Abe Froman was the sausage king of Chicago. She was the salami queen of her state. And he has every right to walk away from that and be upset based on what he heard. Another comment. Someone says, with regards to the subject about her making him wait, he said here, "I've had serious relationships in the past where we got together and slept together very quickly. It's not the experience that's the problem. I think because honestly, I've not unpacked this yet, as I'm thinking it gives me a near headache. But I just can't wrap my head around, we'll sleep with dudes very quickly because I don't like them, but we'll wait with someone I do like for months. In my previous relationships, when we were into each other, we slept together within a couple weeks at most. For what it's worth, she admitted to feeling very shitty because she felt all those guys used her for her body, so I don't get why she might wait. But confronting the reality of it is very different when you're inside the situation." Well, a lot of guys were inside her situation. Yeah, this is the thing. This is not a new phenomenon. The girl making the guy that they want to establish roots with, the marriage material guy, they want to make them wait and give them control. It's about control and power. And yeah, she was more than willing to hook up with all these different dudes and not make them wait because they were she obviously had a thing for the bad boys and wanted the bad boys to, and you'll find out more about this in a moment, commit, but it doesn't work that way. Another one, in response to my harassing, he says, "Of course I have, but I don't understand waiting for months with someone you have strong feelings for. In my previous relationships, as a late teen in my 20s, we didn't really wait. So hearing her basically say that she was with a whole lot of dudes quickly, but didn't care for them while she cares for me, and so she wants to just wait did not compute with me. She admitted to having a low self-esteem because of it, because while there was plenty of casual sex, there were times she thought it might lead somewhere, and the guys just used her for her body and bailed." Well, when you hook up with a certain type of guy, and she could tell a certain type of guy, and they're all friends with benefits and one-nighters, of course they see her as a piece of meat, nothing more. They're not going to see her as girlfriend material, as this guy did. So she is putting herself in a position, lots of positions, to be taken advantage of and treated accordingly. If you act a certain way, people are going to treat you a certain type of way. So, boo-hoo. And if she finds a good guy like this guy, because he's a good guy, he's a nice guy, but he's a good guy, don't mess around with him. But that's what she did, making him so dying for the SEX that she can have all the power. Well, this is the games they pull. Regarding showing that she likes the bad boys, he says, yes, she said plenty of these hookups happened and she hoped it'd go somewhere, but the guys just used her for a body once or a few times and bailed. Sometimes they come back and she sleep with them again, hoping things were different, then they bailed again. Well, she obviously had a thing for the bad boys, and the bad boys aren't the types that become relationship material, the guys that you take home to mom and dad and stuff like that. And believe me, these young gals know exactly who they're inviting to their bed. They know exactly who the bad boys are and who the nice guys are. They can scan a room like the Terminator, and you've seen the Terminator when he scans the room looking for, usually in the beginning, looking for somebody to take their clothes, like in the bar scenes. Nice guy, bad boy. Nice guy, bad boy. She can tell. With regard to him responding to somebody giving him crap about judging her, he says, no, but if boning those 70 different women was a deal breaker for her, then I couldn't judge her for not wanting to stick around. I don't think I should be judged if her slipping around like crazy is a deal breaker for me. Lots of people, women in the comment section, because this is Reddit after all, are judging him for having a problem with her past. That he's the villain, he's the bad guy. This is the most common tactic nowadays. Shaming guys for, God forbid, having standards. And this isn't just on community things like Reddit, where anybody can comment about it. I've seen articles when female writers try to shame guys into, God forbid you have standards and judge of her past. Come on here. That doesn't work. It may have worked in the past. It does not work anymore. Let's see here. With regards to her carousel writing, he says here, she said it stems from her being into romance when she was younger, but then she wanted to explore her sexuality in her early 20s. Then just around the time she started wanting romance again, guys just used her for a body once or a few times before bailing. Well, in the original thing, she talked about how she felt like she was losing a part of herself the more she hooked up with guys. And I mentioned that goes back to the whole pair bonding talk about scientific studies have shown that the more partners a gal has, that makes it more and more difficult to actually bond with them. And she felt like she was losing a piece of herself. She just kept going back for the bad boys because she couldn't connect with anyone. Maybe in here she wanted to, but emotionally, no. But regarding the situation and her offer to him, remember after she told him all this and she offered to sleep with him, and he's like, oh God, no. He says, I do have empathy for her situation. That must suck. I wouldn't use the word suck with her in the same sentence because she's done way a lot of that. But I can't really help the fact that it's a deal breaker or turn off or however you want to frame it. It just is. Yeah, I didn't really feel like having SCX when she offered to. It just felt like she was, here's some pity SCX because I hurt your feelings. Yeah, after she told him all that stuff and clearly could see he was bothered by this, then she was like, oh, do you want to have sex? After 3.5 months of waiting, and he just heard all this. It'd be like, I think he pretty much wanted to run to the bathroom and vomit in the toilet. And last one, it says here, her number, as in count. She did not specify, but implied that it was a lot over the years, mentioning plenty of one-nighters while partying or using dating apps on social media, plus the dudes who had more than one night. So she didn't give him a number, but obviously it was very high. So anyhow, I thought that'd be, since they're so popular and you probably guys were dying for more information, that's his info that he responded with a lot of questions and stuff like that. Because there were, as of yesterday when it was, I don't think the post was 24 hours old. Must have been 10,000 comments. There's probably way more now. I'm going to go back and look. But if he does any more updates of this whole thing, maybe she reaches out to him. I don't know what. I'll definitely cover that.